A few years ago, I had a massive headache. At that morning, I woke up and I took myself to work that morning because I had a sales meeting I had to attend. And throughout the meeting, the headache was still there. But I noticed that something was terribly wrong. At that point, I called Angel Johnson, who was my fiance at the time, but she's my wife now, to get to me, to stop what she was doing when she was working as well. But I called her. I said, "You need to get to me because something's not right."
But when I got to him by mid-morning, he seemed very distressed. He looked like he was in a lot of pain. He went into an immediate seizure and blacked out and went into a coma. The ambulance came, got him to a hospital where they assessed him, and what they told me was that he had bleeding in 3 parts of his brain, and that he had a brain aneurysm that was triggered by a massive stroke. It just didn't look good. At that time, they determined that his situation was grave, and they gave him less than 24 hours to live. They told his parents and I that basically, with the amount of bleeding and damage from the bleeding in his brain, if he made it past the 24 hours, he would just be a vegetable. We continued to pray and stand on the word of God, and we just rejoiced because
The bleeding in the brain had stopped, but I was still in a coma.
we already received the healing for Nigel, although, we knew he was in a coma and the medical staff gave us nothing but negative reports. We were still rejoicing over the fact that God had already finished his work on the cross, just as Pastor Dollar teaches us. Finally, I got a call at work one day from one of the nursing staff that he had awakened. And so we were overjoyed that the manifestation of God's glory showed up in Nigel's body and he woke up. He actually was in a coma from June throughout the end of August. I just knew that what we were going through was temporary and that it was subject to change. And if we continued to speak the word of God, that it would cause our situation to change.
Here's a person that lived from an aneurysm, bleeding in 3 parts of the brain, and here today to tell you this story. He loved me so much that he brought me back to life, just like Lazarus.